She is pregnant with my child, but I know the truth. And that truth doesn't come with joy, it comes with a weight so heavy it has reshaped the way I breathe, the way I walk, the way I look at the world. On the surface, everyone celebrates it. They speak of it as if it were the blessing that will bind us forever, the perfect continuation of a marriage everyone thought was whole. But deep inside, beneath the layers of smiles, and handshakes, and polite congratulations, there is a silence between us that no child can ever fill. That silence is louder than any cry of life, and I feel it haunting me every night. Because the truth is, she carries my blood, but she does not carry my love. And without love, what is the meaning of all this? Without love, even the miracle of life feels like a chain tying me to a story I no longer belong in. I look at her sometimes, her hand resting on the curve of her stomach, her eyes holding a kind of pride that the world admires, and I wonder if she knows what I know. If she senses that every smile I give her is half a smile, that every word I speak to her is spoken while another name is echoing inside me. She will raise this child as ours. She will believe this bond is unbreakable. But I know the truth. My heart is not in this home. It is not in this marriage. It is not in this woman. My heart belongs elsewhere, and I carry that guilt like a wound that refuses to close. The child is innocent, untouched by the weight of our broken vows. And yet, when I imagine holding him or her in my arms, all I can feel is the ache of knowing that the foundation beneath this family is cracked. One day the cracks will show. One day the truth will bleed through. And I wonder, will that child grow up in love, or in silence? Will they inherit warmth, or will they inherit emptiness disguised as duty? I know people will judge me for these thoughts. They will say a man should stay, should honor his wife, should protect the mother of his child without question. They will say love is secondary when a child is involved, that sacrifice is the price of responsibility. But what they don't see is the torment of living a lie. What they don't understand is that a child deserves more than parents bound by duty alone. They deserve to see love in its purest form, to grow up in a home where laughter is not forced, where affection is not rehearsed, where every gesture of care is real. And right now, that is not the home I can offer. The truth, the unrelenting, merciless truth is that while she is pregnant with my child, it is another woman who owns my heart. It is another woman whose absence I cannot endure, whose name I whisper into the silence, whose memory fills the empty spaces of my soul. Sometimes I wonder if this is my punishment, being given the gift of life, through the woman I cannot love. It is as if fate wants me to confront the depth of my choices, to bind me even tighter to a path I already know will break me. I feel both joy and despair when I think of the child, joy for the innocence about to arrive, despair because I know the world will see us as a family, while I will forever see the cracks in the picture. She is pregnant with my child, but I know the truth, and the truth is, love cannot be forced. A child may tie us together in the eyes of the world, but in my heart, I remain untied, unbound, reaching endlessly for the woman who has always been my truth. And this truth isn't something I can confess to anyone without tearing apart the very fabric of the life that people believe I am living. On the outside, I am a man who should be proud, a man who should be grateful for the news that every family longs for, a man who should be standing tall with joy in his eyes and hope in his heart. But inside me, the truth screams louder than any celebration could ever silence. Because the truth is not about the child, it is about the absence of love, the absence of connection, the absence of the soul deep bond that makes a house a home. And while she carries my child, I know that she does not carry my heart. My heart has long since been stolen by someone else, someone who still lies in every thought I try to bury, every breath I try to disguise, every sleepless night that refuses to let me rest. I cannot explain to anyone what it feels like to hold this contradiction inside me. The world will look at me and see a father to be, a husband who should be devoted. But the mirror shows me a stranger, a man divided between responsibility and truth. When I sit beside her, and watch her speak about the future, about names and colors and dreams, I smile, but the smile is a mask. Because the future, she imagines, is not the future I crave. The future I crave has nothing to do with her laughter, her touch, or even the child that grows inside her. The future I crave begins and ends with the woman who carries nothing of my blood but carries everything of my soul. It is her name that beats inside my chest, her memory that burns in every. I think about the child, and my heart aches with confusion. For what has this child done except arrive in the wrong story? They will be born innocent, deserving of love that is whole and unconditional. But what they will find is a father torn into half bound to duty, half bound to a love he can never bury. How do I protect them from the coldness that lingers between their mother and me? How do I shield them from the silence that grows heavier each day, from the truth that one day they might feel even if I never speak it aloud? A child should be born into a world of honesty, but mine will be born into a world of secrets. And this secret is mine to carry, mine to bear, mine to wrestle with every moment of my life. I tell myself I will love the child, because love for them will come naturally, but will that love be enough to erase the lie that brought them into this world? There are nights when I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of destiny pressing down on me. I ask myself if this is fate punishing me for daring to love where I should not, for giving my heart to a woman who was never meant to be mine in the eyes of the world. Perhaps this is how the universe reminds me of my choices by binding me to a marriage that is hollow, by giving me a child that will always be both blessing and burden, by making me live each day knowing that I am a father in one story and a lost lover in another. I wonder if I'm cruel for feeling this way, if I am heartless for wishing to be elsewhere even as life grows beneath her skin. But the truth does not soften just because it is cruel. The truth remains, no matter how much I try to smother it. She is pregnant with my child, but she is not the woman I love. And so I walk this path, carrying the truth that eats away at me every single day. The world will clap, they will congratulate, they will bless us as a family. But they will never see the fractures hidden beneath the surface, the cracks that no celebration can mend. They will never know that while she is pregnant with my child, my soul still belongs to someone else. They will never hear the way her name lies in my silence, the way her memory clings to my every step. And maybe that is how it has to be. Maybe the truth is mine alone to suffer. But even as I suffer, one thought never leaves me: if love is the truest bond between two souls, then no child, no marriage, no duty will ever erase the truth that already lives within me. Those words keep echoing in my mind like a haunting bell that refuses to stop ringing. On the outside, everyone thinks this is the happiest news of my life, that finally, my bloodline is continuing, that finally, I should celebrate the arrival of my own child. But inside me, there is a storm raging, a truth that I cannot run away from. My heart knows that the woman carrying this child is not carrying my future, not carrying the peace of my soul, but instead carrying the weight of a betrayal that has already broken me. I cannot even look at her without feeling the sting of deception, yet at the same time, the world expects me to smile, to hold her hand, to protect what is mine. Every time she looks at me with those eyes, pretending innocence, pretending purity, I feel my chest tighten. I want to scream, to demand answers, to strip away every lie she has built around me. But then, a darker part of me whispers, why ask questions when you already know the answers? I have seen enough, I have felt enough, and I know enough. This child cannot be mine. And yet, the cruel irony is that the world will think it is. My family will think it is. The world will celebrate this child as my heir, as if everything about it is pure, untouched, rightful. But I will know the truth. And it is that truth that kills me more than the betrayal itself. There is something terrifying about carrying a secret that no one else sees. People congratulate me, they pat my shoulder, they tell me how blessed I am, and I smile because that is what I am expected to do. But deep down, every congratulation feels like a knife twisting in my gut. I feel like a man trapped inside a cage of lies, where the key is right in front of me, but I cannot touch it, because touching it would mean destroying everything. If I reveal the truth, my entire kingdom will shatter. If I stay silent, I shatter instead. Which choice is worse? I do not know anymore. Sometimes at night, when I am alone in my room, I close my eyes and try to remember what it feels like to trust, what it feels like to love without doubt. But it feels like a distant memory now, something I can no longer hold on to. The woman I gave my name, my protection, my loyalty, she has burned it all to ashes. And now she stands in front of me with a hand on her belly, smiling, whispering sweet words about the future, while I am drowning in silence because I know the truth. I never thought love could feel like poison.